the purpose of the visual force page. Now, when you look at the MVC model, we are going to design the pages using the page layout, record type, mini page layout, search layout. These are the concepts which are used in the administration for controlling the UI. Anything that is not possible with this declarative part, I will start implementing them with the Visual Force. Basically, Visual Force is a framework. Visual Force is a framework. Basically, Visual Force is a framework which is designed to build rich UI or application on native platform. Visual Force is a framework that allows developers to build sophisticated custom user interfaces that can be hosted natively on Lightning platform. Visual Force is a framework that allows developers to build sophisticated user interfaces that can be hosted natively on Lightning platform. Basically, previously we say Force.com platform. Now they replaced everything with Lightning platform. Okay. So basically, what was this? It is a framework that allows developers to build sophisticated custom user interfaces that can be hosted on Lightning platform. Okay. Generally, Visual Force page will consist of two things here. One is Visual Force markup, Visual Force controller. Visual Force page consists of two elements. One is Visual Force markup, second is Visual Force controller. What is this Visual Force markup? What is this Visual Force markup? Visual Force markup consists of Visual Force tags and scripting elements and HTML elements which are supported by the browser. Anything that is supported by the browser is also supported by the Visual Force markup. Visual Force markup consists of two things. One is Visual Force components. Second one is scripting elements and HTML elements. Anything that is supported by the browser, anything that is supported by the browser is also supported by the Visual Force markup. Then we have Visual Force controller. So when a user interacts with any one of the component on the page, when you click on the button, when you click on the link, when you change the value of the input text, when you change the value of the input text, then what happened? It will go for controller. So what controllers we have? Standard controller, then standard list controller or controller and extension. There are three things what we have. What was that? Standard controller, standard list controller, controller and extension. Now, when user interacts with the components on the Visual Force page, when user interacts with the components on the Visual Force page, then what is the action that should be performed on the server side? What is the action that should be performed on the database is defined by using controllers. When user interacts with the components on the page or components on the VF, then what is the action that should be performed on the data is defined by the controllers. How many types of controllers we have? Standard controller, standard list. We can consider as a standard controller only. Standard controller, controller and extension. Basically, we have controller, standard controller, extension. Okay. Now, once again, let us quickly come back to the point. It is a framework used by developers to build custom user interfaces that can be hosted writing platform. Visual Force consists of two elements. Controller. Visual Force markup, Visual Force control. Visual Force markup. Visual Force markup. What is the Visual Force markup? This tag based, these are tag based elements using which we design UI. There are two types of one is Visual Force component and HTML. Visual Force markup, basically these are tag based. These are tag based. These are tag based elements using which we design the UI. There are two types of markup: Visual Force component and HTML. Visual Force components. These are standard components designed by the Salesforce to support creation of rich UI. Example, how you find Apex page, then HTML, HTML scripting elements. Any element supported by the web browser is also supported by the Salesforce. Now, example. So, any scripting or elements which are supported by the web browser is also supported by the Salesforce. Any element that is supported by the web browser is also supported by the Visualforce. Now, Visualforce markup, these are tag-based elements using which we will design UI. There are two types of markups, Visualforce markup and Visualforce components and scripting elements. Now, Visualforce components are designed by the Salesforce to support creation of UI. They have inbuilt CSS. Now, when you go to the HTML and scripting elements, anything that is supported by the web browser is also supported by the Salesforce Visualforce page. I hope you are good with this format. Clear for everyone? Okay. Now, let's go to the Visualforce controllers. Visualforce controllers. What are these Visualforce controllers? When user interacts with any of the component or element in the page, operation that should be performed on the server side. Server side is defined by there are four types of controllers. There are four types of controllers: standard controller, standard list controller, controller extension. Standard controller. Standard controller. What is a standard controller? If you want to use the functionalities defined on any of the object, then we use standard controller. If you want to use the functionalities defined by Salesforce on any one of the object, if you want to use the same functionalities defined by the Salesforce, now on every object, Salesforce has defined some functionalities like a save, edit, delete, okay, cancel. This type of functionalities are there. You also want to use the same functionalities on the same object, then I'll go for standard controller. You want to replicate what is already defined by the Salesforce, you want to reuse the functionalities which are defined by Salesforce, then I go for standard controller. If you want to refer to the same functionalities defined by the Salesforce, if you want to reuse the same functionalities defined by the Salesforce on an object, then I will go for standard controller. Then I'll go for standard controller. When I say standard controller, we are trying to use the functionalities that are defined by the Salesforce on an object. On a table, if you have a save, I want to use the same save. I am not writing my own logic. I am using the functionalities which is already defined by Salesforce on a table. Okay. Now, standard list controller.
We can use custom object also in the standard controller, right?
I told object. Object can be a standard or custom. Standard control is the term. I told defined by the Salesforce or on any one on any one of the object. When I say object, it can be a standard or a custom. Standard controller doesn't mean standard object. Standard control is the controller referring to the properties of an object. Which object? Standard or custom.
Okay, thanks.
Standard list controller. This is used to refer to list of records from the object. Then we have controller. If you want to define your own logic, then we create an Apex class and define the Apex class. If you want to define your own custom logic, if you want to define your own custom logic, then we create Apex classes and define Apex class as a controller. If you want to define your own logic, then create Apex class, define that Apex class as custom logic. When do you go for going for Apex class? If you want to build your own logic, I don't want to use the logic given by the Salesforce. I want to create my own logic, then I will go for Apex class. Then the Apex class we are using as controller. If you want to define your own custom logic, then we create an Apex class and define and write the logic. Apex class we will use as controller. If you want to define your own custom logic, then we create an Apex class and write the logic. Apex class will be used as controller. Last one, extension. Next we have extension. Extension. If you want to define use standard logic and some custom logics, then we use the concept of extension. So I want some standard functionalities, I want some custom functionalities, then I will go for extension. Only standard properties. If you want to go with only standard properties, standard controller. If you want to go with only custom properties, controller. If you want to use both of them, extension. If you want to use standard properties, only standard properties, standard controller. If you want to use only custom properties, controller. If you want to use both of them, extension. I hope you're good. All these are called Visual Force controller. So in the Visual Force, server side operations are given as standard controller, controller and extension and standard list controller. And markup is given as Visual Force component and scripting elements. Markup is given as Visual Force. Markup is given as Visual Force components and scripting elements. I hope you are good with this. I hope you are good with this. Right. Now, next, we just had once again Visual Force is a framework used to build custom user interfaces. Right. And I told Visual Force will have two elements: markups and controllers. Markups is for design, where we design with the Visual Force components as scripting elements. Okay, controllers are used for writing the logics. There can be a standard logic or a custom logic or a combination of it. This is what a Visual Force is. Where we are going to use this Visual Force? What is the purpose of creating the Visual Force page? Where we can use it? A simple funda. Now, look at this button. I have this new. When you click on the new, we are getting this page. I don't want this page. I don't want this sidebar component. I want entire page to be defined like this. When I click on like this, I don't want this page to be like this. I want to design. When you click on the new button, the page what we are getting, I don't like it. I want to redesign the page. So when you click on the button, I want to get my own custom design. Then I'll go for what? Visual Force page. Now let us say I am clicking on save button. When I saved it, it is saving. As per my requirement, it should not save like this. It should first go and check are there any duplicate records. If there are no duplicate records, then only save it. Now standard functionality says when I click on save, record is getting saved. But what is my requirement? When I click on the save, record should not be saved. When I click on the button, record should not be saved. When I click on the button, record should not be saved. What it has to do? It has to check whether duplicate records are there or not. If there are any duplicate records, then then only it has to throw error message. Otherwise, the record has to be saved. Now, standard button of save, it is not checking for the duplicate. Straight away it is saving it. But my requirement is when I click on the save, it has to verify are there any duplicate records. If there are no duplicate records, save the record. Otherwise, throw the error message. I hope you are good. I hope you are good with this. Right, boss? Now, what was that? Now, if you are going for a save, I don't want the standard existing functionality. I want to replace with that functionality with my custom logic. Then I go for what? Overriding standard buttons. Overriding standard buttons like new, save, edit, delete, this type of button. The next, when I click on this tab, we are getting this. When I click on the tab, I don't want to get this. I want to get this directly. When I click on the tab, I have to get this. I have to get the page like this. I don't want to have any sidebar components. When I click on the tab, automatically I have to get this list. Then what happened? I don't want these alphabets to be displayed. I don't want this to be on the top. What I want straight away list of records to be displayed. Then what I am doing? When you click on the tab, whatever the standard page I am getting, I don't like the view. I want to design according to my requirement. Then what I will do? Override standard tabs. Override standard tabs. That's what the second requirement is. Override tab view. Then define a custom tab. Now when I design a page, how the page will be opened? Now developer, being a developer, you know how to open a page, Apex class page name. But end user, he doesn't know anything about Salesforce. The end user doesn't know anything about Salesforce. So if I'm an end user, I will click on a link or a button or a tab. If I want to open anything, for me it's only a button or a link or a tab. So as an end user, I don't know how to open a page. You need to give me a button or a link or a tab. I'll be able to open it. Right. So what we have? Then we are going for define custom tabs. Define custom tabs. Now look at the point. When you click on the record, we are getting the record here, right? Now what I want to do is at the bottom I want to show Google Map, showing where is the location of this account. Now this is the page. In the page I want to add Google Map location address in the Google Map. When Google Map has to open here, it should show address. Now what you are trying to do? You want to add a page, design a page, include that page in the detail page. In the page I want to add some visual force, some custom logic I have. I cannot create a Google Map image using a formulas or any fields. So what should I do? I have to write some program for that. Write a program, get the image, add it to the page. Then we have creating a dashboards is common. Then trying to create sidebar components. Now we are finding these sidebar components. Now according to me, I don't want these sidebar components. I want to design my own components. Now let us see. Now I don't want to go with the standard page. I want to go with the custom button. Creating a custom sidebar tabs. Creating a custom sidebar components. If you look at this, you look at this. Now anything you are finding standard one, new items, home, calendar, call list, sales goals, Google Maps, white pages. What you are finding on the left hand side? Now all these are what? These are not standard components. All these are custom components. Are you finding it? Now this is not given by Salesforce, like your service agent number, local office number. Now we don't have home. This is not, we are not getting this on the standard pages. On the standard page we are getting this, but I want my own components to be designed here. Then I go for what? Creation of sidebar components. Then adding a new menu items actions. Right. Basically, what is the purpose? Most of the times we'll try to create a custom tabs or override standard functionalities. Okay. So what we are trying to do, boss? What are the functionalities of Visual Force page where we can use standard? Create a custom buttons on create a custom sidebar components, custom tabs, adding the on the detail page of right. These are the some of the functionalities. Some of the functionalities I have given. Visual Force pages are used to override standard buttons, override tab view, create a custom buttons on standard pages, create a custom sidebar components, creating a custom tabs, adding a custom UI to the detail page of the record, so on. These are some of the use cases where we are going to use the Visual Force. Right. The next, how the architecture of the Visual Force. Generally, when you create a Visual Force, what is the architecture of the page and how the page will execute? What is the architecture of the page? How the page is going to execute? What is the architecture of the Visual Force and how the page is going to be? Right. Let us go back. Look at the architecture where we have used some symbol. So look at the format. We will try to understand the architecture of the Visual Force for quick understanding how the architecture is going to be. If you look at the Visual Force, now generally how many types of servers we have? Web server and application server. If we use web server, what type of applications we can run? Only web applications. If you go for a web server, we can go for web applications, right? Now application server will support web applications and enterprise application. When you go for application server, we can run web application and enterprise applications. If you go for web server, only web applications we can run. Name one of the web server. Name any one of the web server. Very common. Tomcat is there, right? Right. Name any one of the application server. Now you have WebLogic, WebSphere, right? These are the some of the application server. Now in the force.com, what server we have? Application server, because it is going to support web pages as well as enterprise application. So when you look at the force.com, we have application server and we have metadata repository. In the beginning of the environment classes, I told everything that you write, program or a table or a link or whatever you create, everything that you write, it may be a program, it may be a setting, it may be a page, it may be a object, it may be a field. Everything is called metadata. Everything is called metadata. Except the data what we enter in the table, everything is called metadata. When you create a page, the code what you wrote is metadata. When you write a Apex class, the class what you wrote is metadata. Now, user, from where we are going to use this application, or we are going to open from the browser. User, open the browser, open the developer console, write the program on the developer console, save it. When you save it, it goes to application server, compile the program. If the program is compiled successfully, save the compiled code to metadata repository. Save the code to metadata repository. Once it is saved to metadata repository, then whatever that is saved will be rendered. Rendered means will be rendered means displayed. Will be rendered, displayed in the form of HTML. Anything that you display on the browser has to be finally converted into HTML. So I wrote Visual Force component. How the Visual Force components are designed? Salesforce wrote the Visual Force program. Salesforce created HTML elements. Salesforce has designed the HTML code and they give name for the code. Salesforce has created HTML code, give the name for the code called a component. Now when you write this component, entire HTML code will be applied here. Right. So at the end of the game, on the browser, if you are displaying, it will be displayed in the form of what? HTML. When you write a program, it goes to application server. In the application server, program will be compiled. If the program is compiled successfully, save to metadata repository. Once it is saved to metadata repository, page will be rendered in the form of HTML on the browser. I hope you are good with this. So this is now how we are going to call the page. When user requests a page, then it will go to application server, check, do you have any such type of page in the metadata? If you have any such type of data in the metadata, then the page will be rendered in the form of HTML. I hope you are good with this. Am I clear with this one? Right. So this is how we got here. Now this is the quick architecture of the force.com. Now if you want to write the visual force, what are the editions on which we are going to get it? Now what are the editions? Which editions? Basically we are going to work with what? Unlimited edition, enterprise edition. In the professional edition also we can make it. Okay. Now professional, enterprise, unlimited. Performance is the combination of both of them. Developer edition is what? Trial version. Okay. Basically commercial or enterprise, unlimited. Now we are going to use enterprise or unlimited to work with the visual force. Right. Now if you want to start creating a visual force page, what are the permissions we require? In the profile, user will have a profile. For his profile, we have to give a permission called customize application. User who has a permission called customize application, they will be able to create visual force. Okay. Now let me give you the quick points. What permissions are required for application. Right. Next. I hope you are good. Next one. In how many ways we can create? Next point. In how many ways we can create visual force page? I hope introduction is good. People have followed what it is. Right. Now let us go to the next point. In how many ways we can create a VF page? Standard navigation, developer console, I can create visual force pages in 4 ways. One is standard navigation, second one is developer console, third one is URL, fourth one is using IDE like Eclipse and Memory.Mets. Using Eclipse and Memory.Mets. Using Eclipse and Memory.Mets. Right. Right. Now let us go with the next one. What we have? Standard navigation. Let us go with the next concept. Standard navigation. What was this standard navigation? Now, how do you create the visual force pages? Standard navigation. Now, if I want to create the page, look at the navigation what I have. Setup, build, develop. Now we can go to lightning components. Develop, lightning components. Under this we are finding visual force pages. Look at the navigation. Setup, build, develop, lightning components, visual force pages. Now we have a new. I am creating it. Enter the page name. You can write the body of the page. You have an option called preview. We have an option called preview. Right. We have an option called preview. Now, setup, build, develop, lightning components, Visual Force pages, new, enter the page name, click on save. We have an option called view. This is the first option. Now in the lightning, this is in the classic. Go to the lightning. If you want to create the Visual Force page, if you are using a lightning, how we are going to create? Setup, setup. So we are going to have setup navigation. So we have programmatical functionalities. Go to the quick search. So what we have? Custom code Visual Force. Let me remove this. You want to check the complete navigation. You'll be finding platform tools, custom code. Under the custom code, we have lightning components. Lightning components we are finding Visual Force. Custom code, lightning component, Visual Force. Right, boss? Now go back to the navigation. Classic. If it is a classic, setup, build, setup, build, develop, lightning components, we have Visual Force page. Lightning. The lightning again we have setup, right. We have custom code, lightning components, so this is the standard navigation what I can use. Enter the code. Save. So this is how we have created. So standard navigation, you can go with the navigation. Generally we don't use this format, but there is a way of creation. Just to convey this and taken this. What is the next one we have? Developer console. How do you create it? Next one we have is developer console. How do you go to developer console? Click on setup, developer console. Then we have file, new, Visual Force page. Again I repeat, setup, developer console, file, new, Visual Force page. Enter the page name. This is how we create it. We have an option of review. This is how we are going to create it. Same story even in the classics. Now we have username, developer console. File, new, Visual Force. Go back here. Username. Console. Visual Force page. Same story I'm giving in the Lightning. Setup. You follow any one, both are not necessary for you. Either you practice in the classic format or Lightning format. File. So I suggest you to practice on Lightning format. Then the story is the same. What is the story? Okay. What is the third one we had? URL. So using the URL also I can create. So the point is, how do you create using URL? Let the file be saved. Right. Next, we'll try to understand creation of page using URL. If you want to create a page using URL, we need to enable the development mode. There's a concept called development mode, which I have to enable. Enable development mode. Enable development mode. What is that enable development mode? If you want to create the page using URL, first we have to enable the development mode. How it is possible? Go to the user, administer, manage users, user, go to the user, now here if you scroll down, you're finding here what was the option? Development. Enable it. Right. Same thing, if you go to the user, there also will be able to find the same. In the Lightning also, if you want to do that, what we have to do? Go to the user, administration, user, users, select the user. Setup, administration, user, users. So how do you enable the development mode? Select user. You go to writing, setup, administration, users. The story is the same. This is what I have created using URL format. First, if we enable this, then I'll go for the second step. What is the second step? How to open any page? We will open new VF page. HTTPS server instance. My server can be AP4. Your server is NA7. Depends. Server instance. Salesforce.com/apex/ how will you open? Server instance dot salesforce.com/apex/page name. Server instance dot salesforce.com/apex/page name. If the page is existing, it will open. VF page will open. Click on the link. So, if the page is existing, VF page will be open. Page is not existing, you get a VF page error. Click on the link and click on the link and create new. Now look at this. Now if I try to open any one of the page, let us see how you are getting here. If you look at this, salesforce.com/apex/vfdemo2. I'll try to give an example here. VF page demo 3. The page was not existing. The page was not existing. If the page was not existing, click on create VF demo 3. Then a new page is open. Then at the bottom you find this is the page. Are you getting my point here? Now, if the page is already existing, it will open VF demo 3. Page is already existing, it will open. Page is not existing, it will create a error message for you. Click on the link. So we go to the page. I hope you are good with this. Right. So where can you see the pages? Setup, build, develop, Visual Force page. Right. Fine, boss. Let us go to the next concept. Don't create any space in my account. I have to avoid creating a VF page for you. So we have just seen the way of creation of. We have just seen how to. We have just seen how to create the Visual Force page. Let us go to the next concept here. What is the next concept? There is a fourth one, but still, we need to do with the Eclipse and all the stuff. We'll see it at the end of the session. End of the course, we'll be looking at how to work with the third-party systems. But now, this is a quick information about how the Visual Force pages are created. General format is what? Developer console. The general format of creating a VF page is developer console. Right? Okay. Now, what are the rules for creating the VF page? What are the rules to create a VF page? First one, every element in the page should obey strict XML format. Every element in the page should obey strict XML format. What do you mean by strict XML format? Every opening element should have corresponding closing element. Look at the point. Now I gave name. Now this is what? Opening the element. This is opening the element. This is closing the element. Now if I have anything to write in between, name Satish. If I have anything to write in between, I'll give opening, right? Then I'll give close. I have nothing to write in between the body, then I'll give name. If you want to write anything in between the element, I'll go with open, write the things, close it. I don't want to write anything in between open and close in a single line. Are you getting? Open as well as closed. Now I give, look at the point. This is how we got it. Open the element, value, close the element. 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 Right. So this is how we are doing. If I have nothing to write in between, open and close. Open and close. In between, if you want to write open, write close. I have nothing to write in between, open, close in a single line. Right. Next one. Inner element should be closed first. Inner element should be closed first, then outer element. I give name. Now what did I give here? Inner element should be closed first, followed by outer elements. If I want to close, inner element should be opened first, followed by outer element. So if I open a name, last name, close the last name, then close the name. Inner element should be closed first, then followed by last name. Okay, inner elements. What is that? Last name, then followed by name. Inner element should be closed first, followed by outer elements. If we have, we can define the properties for the elements. How do you define the properties? Now every element will have some properties. Let us say I have taken college name. Now look at this. When I take this, what is the element? College. What are the properties? Name, place. What are these? What are these called? Attributes. Now, why did I close in a single line? I opened, I closed in the same line. Why? I don't have anything to write in between the body. Now, what was the element generally? If you want to write element, body, this is how I write it. If I have nothing to write in the body, I will open and close in the same line. Now in here, I am not writing anything in the body. I open an element, I close an element. If you have anything to write within the body, I will open, body, close. Look at this, open, body, close. Open, body, close. Open, body, close. Are you clear? Are you clear about this? Okay. Now, here, how are you defining the properties? Element, property, attribute, value. Attribute, value. So, what are the three rules? Every opening element should have corresponding closing element. How do you give it? Backslash. This is opening. This is closing. Opening, closing. I can open and close in the single line. In the same one, I can name whatever the attributes you have, close it. Name, attributes, close. Inner element should be closed first, followed by outer elements. Then we can define the properties of the elements using what? Attributes. We can define the properties by using what? Attributes. I hope you are good. Clear? Okay. Then whichever, okay. Next, all the VF pages will have an extension of dot VFP, visual force page. All the VF pages will have extension of dot VFP, visual force page. This is a quick introduction about this event. Then what we are going to learn as a visual force component, I'll give you a couple of components here. Frequently used visual force component. order in which I'm going to cover also same. Then we will start Apex, then combination of Apex and remaining components of Visualforce. These components purely will be learning with respect to Visualforce. Remaining 25 components I'll be giving with the combination of Apex. They require the data. That data I'll be taking from Apex class. This 25 will be taught purely without Apex programming. Then once you take the Apex, with the combination of Apex, I'll be learning remaining like a data table, data list, page block table, repeat. Okay, and we have other 25 components. Okay, then applying the scripting, applying the custom components. There are a couple of 25 plus components are there, which I'll be giving with respect to Apex programming. They require some data and interaction with the server. Whereas this component, they don't require interaction with the server. Straight away, without writing any Apex class, I'll be using them. So order in which I'll be covering these 25 components also same. The same order I'll be covering it. Right, boss? So first we'll start with these components. So that's all from my end for the day. Tomorrow we'll start with the first element, Apex.